Welcome to the Foresters pregame show presented by Coastal Copy. And today we are joined by Caleb Hoover. Caleb, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, we look back to yesterday. It was the All-Star game. You participated in the Home Run Derby. What was that experience like for you?
It was a lot of fun. I was excited to get to go out there and get to put on a show a little bit. A little disappointed with how it turned out, but did my best. Ags threw some good BP, so it was a lot of fun.
You ever done something like that in your career before?
Nah, I did one when I was like 10 years old, like a World Series. But that was it. That was like the first actual one I've done before. So it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
What's the hardest thing to do during a Home Run Derby like that?
I'd say the biggest thing, if I could go back and do it again today, I would slow down. Because I think I got in a big rush, trying to, you're on a timer, but 3 minutes when you're swinging is a lot more than you think it is. So I was gassed out by the time I took my 30-second break. So I'd probably go back and just slow down a little bit and just prioritize the swing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's look back at your time here at Santa Barbara so far. What has the experience been like for you?
It's been a lot of fun. Living in Texas my whole life, playing baseball mainly in the South. Most summers are pretty hot. So the best thing probably has been the weather. Not sweating, my butt off every single day. You can come out here and, barely even break a sweat playing a game. So that's been awesome. The food's been great. The beach is a lot of fun. I never really got to go to the beach before, growing up. Played so much baseball. So getting to have those off days and go to the beach, hang out with the guys, I've really enjoyed that. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, you talk about hot places, up and coming Wichita, the trip to the NBC. What are you most looking forward to in that trip?
Probably just trying to win it. You know what I mean? I haven't got to play in a tournament like that in, a while. This last summer ball was, 2 years ago. So I miss those tournaments, just going out there with the fellas and just, trying to win something. And so I'm really excited. I heard we got a midnight game one of the nights, so that'll be a lot of fun. Never played that late before, but it's a chance to get out of the heat, so I'm excited for that.
The biggest takeaway, I know, of course, the season's still going, but the biggest learning experience and biggest thing that you've learned from the coaching staff here at Santa Barbara?
I would say from this summer, coming off breaking my hand in the spring, I kind of just took it coming here, let's get my swing back and get my feels back, and I think I'm still on that road, and I've had a fair amount of failure this summer, and that's something I'm okay with. I think it's a good experience, a learning curve. How to deal with that because game's hard, stuff like that's gonna happen. So I'd say the biggest thing I learned was just from the coaches, just sticking it out with me, let me fail, let me figure it out, let me get my swing back, stuff like that. So I really appreciated them doing that for me.
And final question for you: it could be up to 3 players, but who would you say your favorite 3 baseball players of all time? If you couldn't name one, you could name 3.
Okay. My favorite growing up was Josh Hamilton when I was little, just being a Dallas kid. Grew up going to all those games, watching him. I really liked Michael Young, too, another Rangers guy. I had his jersey when I was little. Nice. I'd always wear it to the game. Number 3, I would probably say Big Papi. I like Big Papi a lot, just being a bigger guy and someone who hits bombs and stuff like that. So I always thought he put on a show, and it's kind of something that I like to do. And so I really liked watching Big Papi play.
Well, Caleb, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
First pitch coming up right after this. Welcome to Santa Barbara for CCL Baseball on the Foresters Network. Today, the Stars will play their first game since the All-Star break, and they will welcome in the Philippines Baseball Group for a Thursday afternoon matchup. I'm Hunter Shoemake alongside Nate Martin, and we welcome you to Santa Barbara High School. Well, Nate, today starts the final stretch for the Stars before Wichita and the final tune-up before the NBC tournament.
Yeah, great to be back after a couple of days off. Obviously, the All-Star Game Showcase was yesterday. Had a few stories that we'll get into as the game goes on about how that went for them. But this is, a big week coming up. You want to make sure you're in the right state of mind before you make that drive across the country to Wichita. Want to make sure everything's good. The bats are hot. The pitching staff is throwing well. It's a big couple of games coming up, starting with the Philippines group. And these two teams have seen each other a couple times before. One of them, close-ish, 5-1 win for the Stars. The other one, 18 runs put up on the board by Santa Barbara. So we'll be up for anything for here today, Hunter.
And here's the line for the Philippines Baseball Group. Leading off will be Noah Rodriguez. Batting second, Ben Lee. Batting third, JJ Fagfumsen. Batting fourth, Dylan Tagium. To bat fifth, Malachi Lopez. In the sixth spot, Owen Stevenson. To bat seventh, Stefan Leo. In the eighth spot, Hudson Story. Bat ninth, Riker Billingsley. The starting pitcher for the Philippines Baseball Group will be Ronan Nuki. But the starter today will be Noah Waldeck. The right-hander will get just his second start of the season, though it is his seventh appearance. ERA of 3.86. And here is Noah Rodriguez. First pitch from Waldeck, and we're underway with a ball upstairs, 1-0.
Yeah, good to see Waldeck on the bump as the starter today. He's a guy who's really more than a lot of other guys in this rotation. Kind of bounced around between the bullpen and as a starter. Recently, definitely has been getting more run, out of the pen. He's only gotten, one. He had a start at the start of the summer against the Bombers, but it's good to see him get some more run in here as the starter.
Quickly falling behind 3-0 to Noah Rodriguez. Rodriguez entering today an on-base percentage of .280. The left fielder defensively. Here comes a 3-0 pitch. Check swing, but it's a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, you probably want something a little higher from your leadoff man. But if you look at this lineup, 2, 3, and 4 are really where the threats are for the Philippines group.
That is a 3-1 located low in the zone for a strike at 91 from Waldeck. Full count.
To that point, 2, 3, and 4, all of them, Lee, Fagfumsen, and Tagium, hitting above 350 with Lee, the man on deck. 455.
Now the payoff pitch strikes him out. Waldeck fell behind, ends up striking out Rodriguez. One down in the first.
Waldeck fell behind 3-0 in that AB, but he fought back and strikes him out swinging. A good job by Waldeck to keep attacking and finding the zone and ultimately getting the swing and miss.
Bases clear, one away. Here is Ben Lee. Check swing, ball one. Let's take a look at the defense for Santa Barbara. Easton Mumaz at third. Sawyer Farr is at short. Xavier Esker at second base. Caden Miller at first. Zane Becker does the catching today. In the outfield, Mick Paul in left, Terrence Kill in center, and Makani Nabarro out in right. Now a 1-1 count for the DH, Ben Lee. Lee's been one of the most lethal men in this lineup, slugging nearly 700, on-base percentage of 537, but he's behind 1 and 2 to Waldeck.
You absolutely can see the pop on those swings. Big full body swing almost. It's a good job using his legs especially to generate power, and he's taking advantage of that all summer long.
Here comes the 2-2. Left side. Long run for Sawyer Farr, charges in, and nice play by Sawyer, 2 down in the first.
Nice play indeed. I know a lot of these guys, all of them in the infield besides Easton Mumaz haven't, been in this, been playing baseball over the last 3 days and be able to warm back up, get adjusted to live ABs, and Sawyer Farr, the defensive, kind of jack in a box, like you can put him anywhere, showing no signs of rust.
First pitch missing inside to JJ Fagfumsen with 2 down and the bases clear. There are 3 All-Stars for Santa Barbara in terms of position players that played yesterday down at the MLB Academy. 1-1 now the count for Fagfumsen. When the Sturs come around to bat, we'll break it down more, but it was Kill, Mumaw, and also Brenton Clark serving as the DH today. 1-1, strike 2.
And Fag Foomsen got some run in the All-Star game as well. One of only a couple Philippines players in there who was the shortstop in the second half of the game.
But he's going to go down looking. Second K of the opening inning for Noah Waldeck. Just has to face 3 in the first. Through a half inning, no score. Forster bats coming up next.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
No score into the bottom of the first inning. Here is the lineup today for Santa Barbara. Leading off at second base, Xavier Esker. Batting second in center, Terrence Kill. Batting third at third, Easton Mumaw. Brenton Clark will be in the 4th spot. The DH today. Batting fifth and in the left field, Mick Paul. To bat sixth at short, Sawyer Farr. In the 7th spot, the first baseman, Caden Miller. After him will be Zane Becker, who does the catching. Makani Navarro will be the number 9 hitter out in right field. And the starting pitcher today for the Philippines baseball group will be Ronan Nuki, just his first start of the season.
That's in CCL play, of course. You know, the Philippines baseball group, not all of our games are in the CCL, but he's mainly been used as a reliever this summer with the Philippines, and he hasn't pitched in a while. It's been over 10 days, and as you said, only been used out of the pen. The last time he's pitched after 1 inning was July 4th. He's only gone on a couple occasions, so it's going to be interesting to see how his arm holds up as the game goes on. ERA around 8, so and give up runs in bunches, that's for sure.
And this is the 3rd time these two teams see each other, and final time this season, with the regular year coming to a close very quickly for the Santa Barbara Foresters. After today, just 3 more home games and then off to Wichita. First pitch to Xavier Esker on the inside edge, strike 1. It's going to be Esker, Kill, Mumaw, and Xavier back in the top spot of the order as we've seen him really the last 4 or 5 games for Bill Pintard.
I think it makes sense to put Esker here. He's got someone with some good pop and good speed as well.
In the hole, 0-2. Wind's blowing out towards right center field. Here at Eddie Matthews Field. Thanks for joining us on the Forster Network. Now the 0-2 pitch to Xavier Esker. Big breaking ball called, strike 3, and Esker down on 3 pitches, 1 away.
Big breaking ball indeed. You know, watching Nuki warm up, you could just see that his breaking ball, it's not really one that's going to be getting you horizontally. It's really vertical drop that's big. Drop in velocity. And it just goes from the top of the zone to the bottom in the matter of seconds.
1 away, and the base is clear. Here's Terrence Kill the second. The next 3 will represent the Foresters in the CCL Showcase game last night. First pitch swinging to the left side. In fact, Foomsen, a nice backhand pick. 1 pitch, and TK is retired for the second out.
That's a all-star defensive caliber play if I've ever seen one. Great throw by Fat Foomsen, kind of on one hop and got it in time.
And here is the defense today for the Philippines. Malachi Lopez is at third. Fag Foomsen just made that nice silky plays at short. Owen Stevenson is at second. Hudson Story at first. Dylan Tagium is the catcher. Noah Rodriguez is in left. Riker Billingsley is in center. Stefan Leo out and right. 2 quick outs for Nuki, and he's now facing Easton Mumaw. Starts the plate appearance off with a high strike.
Mumaw was the lone star in the lineup who got used in the second half of the game of the showcase last night.
0-1 pitch to the right side, Stevenson, but instead it's going to be Story flips, and the side will be retired. Quick work by Ronan Nuki. A quick first inning. 6 up, 6 down for both sides. Through the first, no score in Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Scoreless into the second inning. 4, 5, and 6 will be scheduled for the Philippines. First pitch, a strike on Dylan Tagium. Tagium entering today hitting .364. Nate, you kind of alluded to it. 2, 3, and 4, where the Philippines do a lot of their damage so far in CCL play.
Yeah, and Tagium really, compared to the other two guys, really only does it as a hitter. Average of .364, as you said, but the on-base percentage is only at .390. So he's either going to be getting on via hit or he's getting out. No in between with this guy.
Tagium at a 0-2 count. Here comes the delivery from Waldeck. Inside, called strike 3. That one bent its way back in the zone. Quick 3 Ks for Waldeck, and a strikeout starts the second.
Something we've seen from the Forster starters recently. You know, A.J. Crodell had 10. James had 10 recently as well, I think. Maybe it might have been 8.
It was
Sunday.
up there.
Yeah, it was up there. So, you know, it's been a really good couple of days for the starters, for the Stars.
First pitch inside now to Malachi Lopez. Stands in one away and the base is clear. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Lopez hitting .243 entering today, and one of the few lefties in the middle of this lineup. You look at the lineup as a whole story, and Billingsley, the number 8, number 9 batters, also hit from the left side, but Lopez hitting from the right side here. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2.
Yeah, and if you look at, you know, the lineup, Lopez's .243 is the next highest in the order. So it's a big drop in terms of quality over the CCL summer.
But once again, Waldeck ahead in the count. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Lopez stays alive.
The first time we've seen someone foul off a 2-strike pitch from Waldeck. He's been locating really well on those pitches, just finding the corners in the zone. A couple of strikeouts looking so far today.
1-2 pitch. Through the hole into right field. It is a base hit. First base runner of the day for either side, coming away of a base hit by Lopez.
Yeah, but if you're, you know, Waldeck after the great start, you can't get too hung up on that. You still got to attack the zone. Nice job by Lopez, just sending that one the opposite way.
1-on-1 out. Here's Owen Stevenson. First pitch located on the inside corner, strike one. When you look at what Waldeck has done this season, we alluded to it, mainly at the pen early on in the season. Second start of the year and entering today, 16 and a third innings pitched. 12 strikeouts to 6 walks. He's ahead 0-2 on Stevenson.
Yeah, he's mainly been used as an inning eater out of the pen, usually first or second guy out. I remember he came in one time in the extra innings game,
Yes.
12-inning thriller against the Saints. Eve was the winning pitcher in that game.
Check to the runner who has attempted 4 stolen bases, all of them unsuccessful this season, and thrown out on 4 occasions. Now the 0-2 pitch to Stevenson, strikes him out. Waldeck, give him 4.
That strikeout was brought to you by Lee & Son.
Yeah, way to attack after, letting your first base runner on.
A strikeout here from number 20.
Big cut on the 0-2, and just like that, 4 on the day for Waldeck.
And that's going to now bring up Stephon Leo. 1 on, 2 down. Just underway in the top half of the second. First pitch, fastball for a strike, 0-1.
You ever heard of Holy Family University? Where Stefan Leo plays, and I really couldn't tell you anything about that place.
0-1, up the middle. There is Esker, a little bit of a fumble, and it's under his legs, and reaching will be Leo with 2 out in the second.
Tough play for Xavier, just kind of lost it in his mitt and didn't get the throw in time. 2 on now.
2 out error to extend the inning for the Philippines. That's going to bring up Hudson Story. Lopez down to second. Leo is aboard. Infield is playing back. Ball 1. So here's Hudson Story hitting 194. And a chance for the Philippines trying to cash in the second inning. It was the base hit from Lopez. Stephon Leo reaching on the error. 1-1 now the count for Hudson Story. Remember the defense today. Caden Miller is at first base. Easton Mumon is at third. His typical position. 1-1. Strike 2.
Still got to attack your Waldeck. Job generating swing and miss there on Philippines hitter.
Two down and 2 aboard. Waldeck. The 1-2 pitch to Story is sawed off. We'll do it again.
And then good location to generate some pop outs.
Final team, should say the final time. These 2 teams with the Philippines CCL South affiliate playing in their 17th CCL game this season. Trying to continue this inning.
Final time the Stars will be playing a CCL South team.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Noah Waldeck, and Noah works around an error and a hit in the second. They're 1.5, no score in Santa Barbara.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Scoreless into the bottom of the second. Brenton Clark, Mick Paul, Sawyer Farr coming up for Santa Barbara, and Brenton today serving as the DH. One three-position player All-Stars who played yesterday takes a ball inside from Ronan Nuki.
Not only played in the All-Star game, was the offensive MVP of the All-Star game. Hits in every single time he came to the plate. And maybe that's why Pintard, it's like, okay, if your offense is that good, we'll just give you the day off in the field and just play you as our DH. First time we've seen Brenton Clark in this position, I think, all summer. He's usually patrolling one of the corner infield spots. You've seen him a couple times in center, because he is a great defensive player, but you still find a way to get him in the lineup.
Comes a 1-1. That big breaking ball from Nuki, strike 2, and that thing's coming at 68 miles an hour.
So much vertical drop. It's so hard to get a read on it as a batter.
Comes the 1-2 pitch to Brenton Clark. That is down.
That's the one thing you got to be careful with on those pitches, is getting it too low in the dirt. And if you have base runners on and your catcher's not ready for it, easily going to advance a runner.
Dylan Tagium getting the start behind the plate today for the Philippines. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Nuki. High and tight, full count. In the opening inning, Ronan Nuki just had to throw 6 pitches to record 3 outs. And here comes a 3-2 pitch to Brenton Clark. That's well high, and a leadoff walk for Santa Barbara, their first base runner of the game.
Tried to break the breaking ball into the top of the zone, but it just did not break at all. Easy take for Brenton Clark, but he does a lot, get on base.
32nd walk of the season for Brenton Clark. Entering today with an on-base percentage of .522, one of the best in the business in this league, and that's going to bring up Mick Paul. That's down to the third base line. Strike 1, and Brenton Clark also in the running game. One of the bigger assets for Bill Pintard this season. 0-1 now for Mick Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Brenton Clark, 8 stolen bases this summer. Just outside the top 3 on the team. With a lot of speed, for sure.
Will Paul square around again? Here's the 0-1. Swinging away this time. That's drawing well foul. Smacked down the right field line for strike 2.
I thought Mick Paul had a really solid BP today. Sending a lot of balls into the gaps. A couple that nearly left the yard. It'd be massive if a guy like him can kind of come out of nowhere and get the bat hot this time of year.
He's down in the count, 0-2. Comes the 0-2 delivery from Nuki. There goes Clark down for ball 1. No throw from Dylan Tagium. And a stolen base for Clark, number 9 on the year.
Why not? This pitcher Nuke, he's going to be throwing a lot in the dirt. That's hard for the catcher to scoop up and throw over to second in time, especially with the speed that Clark possesses.
Man, at second, nobody out. 1-2 pitch. Paul stays alive.
Trying out Paul, a 5-hole spot today. We've usually seen him kind of in the back end of the order. We've seen him a lot hitting 9th. Maybe Pintard's just trying to move him up, trying to see if I can get the bat going a little bit here.
Infield is playing back for the Philippines. Chance for Santa Barbara to take the lead. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. And also, Nate, for Santa Barbara, we mentioned 3 more games left the regular season after today. 3 CCL games, including today. It's just a half-game advantage for Santa Barbara over the Conejo Oaks in the Southern Division. So a lot to play for before your regular season comes to a close, really on Saturday, as that is the last countable game. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Paul. Into right field, that is a base hit. Brenton Clark is coming around from second base, scooped up by Leo. And no play at the plate, and Santa Barbara have taken a 1-0 lead in the second.
Nice job, Mick Paul. You know, a guy who's taking some time to get going.
Now batting the shortstop.
Comes through in a big way there, finds the gap. Easily could have gone 2, but decided to hold up at first to play it safe. What a time to get your first RBI of the summer.
Well done from Mick Paul, and here is now Sawyer Farr. Nobody out, a run in, and a man at first base. There goes Paul, first pitch upstairs. The throw is on the third base side of the bag, and just like that, Paul swipes his third stolen base of the year. Man in scoring position, nobody out.
And that's why the Stars are able to, be able to put themselves in the positions they've done so many times this season. It's because they get on base singles or walks, and then they steal bags. Just happened twice already this inning.
1-0 to the switch hitter. Play down at second base, but that ball's into center field. It gets away, and Paul down to third base. And Santa Barbara have their second base runner in a scoring position and all the way at third.
Job by Mick Paul, seeing the ball was heading to the outfield and just took off easy.
Still just a 1-0 count for Sawyer Farr, nobody out, and a man now at third. That's upstairs, and Dagium well done to spring up behind the plate. Well, it'll go down as an E1 on Nuki to advance Paul into third base. Comes a 2-0 pitch to Farr. Strike one.
And that's, risk and reward with throwing a breaking ball all the time is sometimes he'll find the zone and completely full batters, and other times it misses really high or really low.
2-1 delivery, cranked on the right field line, but well foul for Sawyer Farr, 2-2.
I knew exactly where that one was going. He timed that up better. That was long gone.
Already a run in for Santa Barbara. What can the damage be in this inning with nobody out? Comes a 2-2 pitch from Nuki. Swing and a miss, and Farr is down on strikes. One down in the second.
Jason High, it's always so tempting, especially when he's giving you so many breaking balls. You think that one's going to break again, and it just doesn't, and instead you're chasing an air. Really tough for Sawyer.
Paul remains at third, and that's going to now bring up Caden Miller. Third baseman playing in just a little bit Lopez. First pitch misses away. Ball one. Miller this season, 3 runs batted in. After Brenton Clark had a leadoff walk, was brought in by Mick Paul, who currently stands at third. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2.
Something to watch with Nuki is kind of how he plays with the timing of his release. Slow leg kick up and then fires out of nowhere.
2-0 the count. That's upstairs for ball 3, and Caden Miller batting at the 7th spot. Ahead 3-0. After him will be Zane Becker. The run in, just one down. 3-0 pitch, well upstairs, and Dagium. Well done just to grab that ball and make sure Paul stays at third base, but that is ball 4. Miller is aboard with a 1-out walk.
To be fair, it's something that Nuki really hasn't done much in the CCL this summer is walk guys. The last time he walked someone back on June 21st in a CCL game. Since then, in 3 appearances, hasn't given up a free base. He's one of those guys that when he is giving up walks, it can be in bunches. 5 walks in his, the last time he's gave up a walk, he gave up 5 in a game, also gave up 5 runs. So, sure, that's something. that's in the back of the head of the, Philippines pitching staff, and yeah, he's going to be pulled.
Will Pickett's manager going to the bullpen. Will step aside, run in. Runners on the corners, and just a single out in the second. Sturs on top. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. The new arm entering for the Philippines baseball group will be Daniel Neria to take over for Ronan Nuki, who went inning in the third. He gave up 1 hit, walked 2, and struck out 2. And the batter will be Zane Becker, and a big chance here for Santa Barbara. Man at third, man at first, just a single out, and a 1-0 lead for the Sturs.
And it's coming against the guy in Neria now who just entered the game, someone who you've gotten run against before. The last time the Stars faced him, he gave up 8 runs. 3 hits, 6 walks.
It's going to be Zane Becker at the plate. There goes the runner from first. It's down for a ball. Tagging him down to second in safely is Caden Miller. That is the 3rd stolen base of the inning by Santa Barbara. Eliminates the double play, and now 2 in scoring position. Ball remains at third, and a 1-0 count for Zane Becker. That's in there, 1-1. Becker entering today, hitting .250. He's brought home 2 runners this season. And he's got 2 on the bases right now. Comes a 1-1 from Daniel Neria. In the left field, out there is Rodriguez making the catch. Rolling the dice is Paul, and he is safe at the plate. From second down to third goes Caden Miller as the ball went to the backstop. And the Sturs now make it a 2-0 game. The sac fly from Becker.
Any means possible. It counts as an RBI all the same.
Number 7, Makani Navarro.
Just like that, Sturs getting some more runs on the board. It's big, early in games to be able to get multi-run innings. Give your pitching staff some insurance.
Here's the number 9 batter, Makani Navarro. Man at third, 2 out. First pitch swinging, fouled off to the left, out of play. 0-1. And Santa Barbara capitalizing on the first 2 base runners, I should say the first 2 hitters, all reaching base. Clark, the walk, and Mick Paul, the RBI single. 2-0 lead for Santa Barbara. And Navarro quickly falls behind 0-2 against Neria. At third is Caden Miller with 2 down. McConaughey Navarro, great to see him in the lineup today for Santa Barbara. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Neria. Right side, Stevenson diving play, but it's through for a base hit. McConaughey Navarro, fantastic work, brings home the 3rd run of the inning. 3-0 lead for Santa Barbara.
That's something about Navarro that he's done a lot this summer is, get loud hits. Sometimes they're lineouts, and sometimes they find their way through into the outfield. And another run across the plate. Some old school Foresters baseball here now. If you can call baseball from a month ago old school.
With the aggressive running, 3 stolen bases, a couple walks, a couple knocks, and a check on Navarro. And it's back to the top of the order for Xavier Esker as his first look at Daniel Neria. Esker struck out looking against Nuki. That's upstairs for ball 1. And Navarro, in case you're wondering, we did see him take a secondary lead. Only 1 attempted stolen base, which was successful earlier this year. To the left side, it's Lopez to second for the force out to end the inning. But Santa Barbara bring home 3 runs. Fantastic work from the Sturs, and through 2 on top 3-0 over the Philippines.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the 3rd inning, in Santa Barbara now pushed in 3 runs, leading 3-0 over the Philippines, as Riker Billingsley will lead off for the Philippines baseball group. 9-1-2 scheduled to face Noah Waldeck. First pitch down the left field line and slicing foul. And it actually was playable for Mick Paul. He was going to be running into the fencing that lines the bullpen, but it does fall for strike 1.
Tough read in the shade on where exactly that ball is. Going from the light to the dark. Ball just couldn't get a read on it.
Riker Billingsley, a recent addition for the Philippines, just recorded 4 ABs so far this season. The 0-1 upstairs, 1-1.
Yeah, it's nice to get, additions, late on in the summer. We've seen how reinforcements have been helpful for the Sturs a lot recently.
Left side, Sawyer Farr has to kind of corkscrew his way over in the hole, and a nice play by the shortstop, 1 away.
Nice play indeed, Hunter. That was Sawyer Farr doing what Sawyer Farr does best, making great defensive plays in the field.
So with one out, back to the top of the order. Noah Waldeck entering today with a 3.86 ERA. It's going to be Noah Rodriguez. One away and the base is clear. Off the end of the bat, strike one. Rodriguez is 5 strikeout victims today through the first time through the order. That's how efficient Waldeck was. There was a hit, and then another man reached base on an error. But good stuff so far for Waldeck. 1-1.
Yeah, and he got Rodriguez swinging in the first. Got him chasing at a lot of stuff, and now Noah's been more patient in terms of what he's looking for.
Ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rodriguez. And after, man, at the top spot of the order, Lee, Fagfumsen, Tagium. Those are the 3 bigger bats in this lineup for the Philippines. Don't want anyone on base. 1-2 pitch. Lifted down the right field line, out of play. Do it again. And Noah Waldeck with 1 down. The 1-2 pitch to Rodriguez upstairs. 2-2. Infield is straight away, as is the outfield. 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count.
It's a tough take. Nice job by Noah being patient here. Just as Waldeck fought back against the count. Last time he's two-faced, Rodriguez is doing it to Waldeck here.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4 and a 1-out walk for Rodriguez. And the first walk given up by Waldeck today.
And patience is rewarded that time. He fell behind and then started waiting for some better pitches and just got walked pretty easily.
That's going to bring up the DH Ben Lee. First pitch, stringing strike 1. So Lee, who bats at the 2 spot, and Dylan Tagium batting 4th. 2 of the better averages on this team, and Lee has brought home 11 runs. Granted, just a man at first base. The 0-1, nice slider, strike 2.
Great breaking ball in the zone. Lee's got to fight back here.
Can Waldeck find a ground ball after the 1-out walk by Rodriguez? No attempted stolen base for him in CCL play. 0-2 pitch. Left side. It's going to be tough, but foul outside of the third baseline for Easton Mumaw. Nothing in 2.
Would have been really tough to turn 2 there. I think Easton probably would have just tried and get Lee out at first and not even attempt to get the lead runner Rodriguez at second.
Lee serving as the DH. Slugging .697 entering today. Huge asset for Will Pickett's. Takes down low, 1-2. The All-Star Fagfumsen on deck. There goes the runner. A 1-2 pitch is foul back. And we will do it again.
Sad Rodriguez, not really someone that goes for stolen bases a lot. Summer would have been his first if he got on.
Remains just 1 and 2 for Ben Lee. Check swing, 2-2. Some good takes from both Rodriguez and now Ben Lee with 2 strike counts, getting themselves back in it.
It's your second time through the order. You're definitely going to be seeing Waldeck a little better as the batter.
It's 2-2. There goes the runner into right field, a base hit. Rodriguez is going first to third, scooped up by Navarro, hits the cutoff man. And runners will be on the corners with 1 down in the third.
And now you got to tighten up here if you're Noah Waldeck. Now you got runners on the corners. One of their best hitters, Fag Fumsint, coming to the plate here.
On the year, JJ hitting 371. Does not have an RBI this season. First and third with one away. Sturs leading 3-0, and that ball's going to get away at first base from third. Rodriguez will come in to score the first run of the day, and it looked like Leo was going to take off to third, but that ball was shoveled up by Navarro out in that corner, but it's now a 3-1 ball game.
Could have a chance of making it to third as well, and yeah, it's really tough for Waldeck. The ball just got away from him. Run comes across the plate.
Will go down as an E1. So just a man at second, one away, and a run in for the Philippines. That's outside of first base. Strike one on JJ Fagfumsint.
Crucially as well for the Philippines, double play ball is eliminated with Lee at second.
Santa Barbara just put up 3 runs in the second. Philippines baseball group already pushed in 1. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
If there's something that Waldeck can use to bounce back after tough inning so far, it's like getting swings and misses. It's such a confidence booster on the mound and makes you feel more good as the game goes on.
Waldeck looking to dig deep. 0-2 delivery to Fagfumsint. Well away and a nice grab by Becker. Ball 1. Wind's going out towards the right field foul pole. And the 1-2 delivery from Noah Waldeck. Strikes him out. 2 down in the third.
Go Waldeck. Way to bounce back after giving up, having a run come across the plate because of an error of yours. You get the strikeout swinging on one of their best hitters. You got to do it again against Tagium.
The 6th K of the day for Waldeck, and that's going to bring up Dylan Tagium, who struck out looking to open up the second inning. Man at second, 2 down. A chopper to the left side. Istamuma will cut it off, and the damage will be limited to just 1 run, a walk and a hit, and an error scoring and plating the first run of the day for the Philippines. Through 2.5, Santa Barbara on top 3-1 over the Philippines baseball group.
Well, once again, thanks to the Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
3-1 lead for the Foresters. Bottom of the third. Terrence Kill, the second, will lead off for Santa Barbara. Daniel Neria remains in this ball game. Neria took over in the last inning after Ronan Nuki ended up going an inning and a third. And the 3 runs will all be charged to Nuki that came around in the last inning. Philippines just put up a run of their own. It's the 1-1, close to Kill. 2-0 now the count.
A couple of times where we've seen Hill almost get hit on balls like that. Just a little too inside breaking balls that don't break, and oftentimes he duck, and sometimes even though he does duck, it still plunks him.
2-0 pitch is rolled over to Story, and it's going to squirt through his legs, and Terrence Kill will reach to start the third.
Yeah, went off his arm or shoulder. Just hard hit, kind of misjudged it, and Kill gets on.
And has a second error on the Philippines in this game. So the leadoff man is aboard.
That's a man you don't want to get on. Terrence
No.
Kill's got a lot of speed.
That's going to bring up now Easton Muma. First pitch is away on a running fastball. Ball 1.
Oh, the Philippines, they got to run on the board at the top of this inning. I think it's pretty important here for the Stars to get one back at the very least to keep control of the game.
And that check on Kill, rightfully so. The man who has 10 stolen bases on 13 attempts this year. That's just behind in the lineup today, Sawyer Farr, who has 12. But it's Easton Muma. He's at a 1-0 count. Earlier today, ground out to second. That's away, and quickly Muma is ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. And Santa Barbara using this final homestand, the final 4 games of the regular year, to get comfortable and confident going into next week. Season always building to the MBC in Wichita, Kansas. That is down. Great grab by Tagium, but ball 3 for Muma.
Great grab indeed. Prevented Kill from advancing to second.
We haven't seen Terrence attempt to take off yet today, but it's now 3-0 for Muma. Ball 4. So this inning started with an error, and now a walk to put 2 on, nobody out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 6, Brenton Clark.
So now going to bring up Brenton Clark. But there was an update on the scoring, so Terrence Kill will be given a single to start off the inning, the hard hit ball to the first baseman Story. Give Kill his first hit of the day. He's now at second, so no error, just a base hit. First pitch now missing away to Clark. Ball 1.
I think that's the right call because, that was a struck ball. Went off the first baseman.
So Kill's at second. Muma's at first. Comes a 1-0 pitch to Clark. And 6 straight balls now from Daniel Neria.
This is something that he struggled with when he last faced the Foresters, excuse me. Of 6 walks to the Stars. Also awarded the loss in that game.
Clark already has a walk today, a stolen base, and a run scored. 2 on, nobody out. That's upstairs, ball 3. And after Clark will be Mick Paul, man who has already brought home a run today and seen the baseball well. Muma just worked a walk, and now Clark ahead 3-0. Just a pitch from Neria. Ball 4. Bases will be loaded. The single from Kill, and then back-to-back walks given up by Daniel Neria.
Can't be giving that pitch to Brent Clark on a 3-0. He's not going to be swinging, especially at something like that. And you pay for it. You got bases loaded now after a couple of walks. And the Terrence Kill single. That's why you're getting a talking to from your pitching coach. No one in the pen really warming up right now for the Philippines.
And at this point in the ball game,
You already used 2 pitchers, you know, and it's only, you're in the 3rd inning and you haven't gotten it out yet. It's not a great situation to be in, especially against a team that's beaten you a couple times already where you've struggled to get runs on the board. Gotta be able to have Neria go a little bit longer here at the very least, probably going to the 4th or 5th.
And the Philippines just played in their first run of the day. They want to lose grasp on this game. 2-run affair, but the base is juiced. Nobody out. It's now going to be Mick Paul. First pitch is a strike. Mick Paul had the RBI single in the right. Brenton Clark worked a leadoff walk in the last inning. Kill at third, Mumas second, Clark at first. 0-1 pitch. Down 1-1. With this final homestand for the Foresters, boast a home record of 12-5 this year. Also has featured a number of walk-offs, thrilling late wins over key opponents. 1-1. High fly ball into right, drifting back is Leo, and he will have enough room right in front of the right field wall, but the runners will advance, and a sacrifice fly for Mick Paul is now a 4-1 ball game in the 3rd.
A deep sac fly as well. Paul thought that might have been leaving the yard. To be fair, you know, the right fielder had to kind of make a leap for it. Could have been leaving. I don't know if it was, but it was definitely close. And nonetheless, runs come across the board. Second RBI of the summer for Mick Paul. Could have easily been more.
Well done by Mick. Runners at second and third after Kill plates the 4th run of the ball game. It's now the switch hitter Sawyer Farr. Inside, tag him. Fantastic athletic play to grab that ball. 1-0. How many can Santa Barbara push in? Lead is back to 3 after conceding a run in the top half of this inning. Sawyer's 0 for 1 today. Takes a strike, 1-1. After Sawyer will be Caden Miller. Santa Barbara playing their 31st game of the season. Here comes a 1-1. That's away. Ball 2.
Farr was ahead in the count last time. Came up, but pitcher able to come back on him. I'm facing Neria. I think it's pretty important here if you're Farr. You have a chance here to open this game up.
That's a 2-1 delivery missing away. Daniel Neria falling behind in the count once again. Miller will be next, and Farr with first base open ahead 3-1. Daniel Neria, the first base side of the hill, 3-1 pitch down the left field line, out of play. Full count for Farr. And with the NBC tournament starting next week and the regular season coming to a close on Sunday, we'll break down what that NBC tournament will look like later on in this game, so stay tuned for that. But right now, full count for Farr. Check swing, stays alive.
Get me frustrated with himself on that one. That was high, out of his zone. Would have been a free base, but Farr swung. At least he checked it and went foul instead of swinging through and potentially striking out.
Uma's at second, rather at third. Clark is at second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. To the right side, long run for Stevenson, makes the grab, and the throw will get away. A run's coming in, and Brenton Clark will hold up at third base. And Sawyer Farr brings home the 5th run of the day with the infield single, coming with 1 out in the 3rd.
Almost a hesitation of, he made the play, and then he was like, do I flip it to first? Do I try and send it to home? And instead, kind of just sent it right back to the pitcher, and they're lucky that throw didn't go even more away from him than it already did, because it could have scored Clark at third.
It is now a 5-1 Forster lead, high and tight for Miller. Ball 1. Seeing already 5 RBIs in this game, 2 from Paul, 1 from Farr. Becker and Nabarro each have 1, and those runs batted in brought to us by our friends at Gold's Gym. Gold's has a couple locations in Santa Barbara where the Forsters train for victory. And now we've been talking about the running game, especially with Kill, who did not take off after his leadoff single. Farr, he's got 12 stolen bags on the year.
Yeah, and an open second base and a one-out situation. I do think it's very possible you'll see him take off at some point in this at-bat with Caden Miller.
It's a 1-0 count for Miller. One to know the count for Miller, who already has a walk today, stolen base, and a run scored, just like Brenton Clark, who's now at third base for Santa Barbara. This is in a deep right center field. Going back is Billingsley, and that ball is at the base of the wall for Miller. Clark will score with ease, and from first base, Sawyer Farr is coming around in a 2-run double for Miller. 7-1 lead for Santa Barbara.
Stirring it up. Absolute knock by Caden Miller to the deepest part of the park. Gutsy base running from Sawyer Farr gets him from first to home, and Rally hoping to continue against an area, a guy who the Stars have already gotten a lot of runs against before in the past, and on the path to doing so again here. He's given up 4 in this inning.
Batter is now Zane Becker. 4 runs in, 1 out. Runner's going to take off down to third base, and in safely is Caden Miller, his second stolen base of the day.
That's gutsy by Caden Miller, and really by Steve Shuck to send him after he gets on to second. Send him right away on the first pitch after.
Here's a 0-1. Check swing, strike 2. Becker does already have a sac fly today. He's in the center field. Can he bring home another run in this third inning? It's now a 7-1 advantage for the Stars. 0-2 pitch, left side, Fagfumsint will go to first, but that's going to bring home another run. RBI ground out for Zane Becker, 8-1 Santa Barbara.
That's all you really needed to do.
Sponsored by Pacific Crest, number 7, Makani Navarro.
Advance the runner home, and nice job by Ken Miller going there, and Zane Becker contact. And, well, you're fine with that out if you mean getting a run across the plate.
That's the 5th run of this inning. Base is now clear, 2 down for Nabarro. First pitch swinging. It's going to be Stevenson, and covering is Naria. And a nice play by the pitcher, but the damage has been done. A 5 spot in the third, and through 3, 8-1, Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's an 8-1 Forester lead. Waldeck continuing to go to work to start off the 4th inning. He's going to face Lopez, Stevenson, and Leo. Now strike one on Lopez, who had the first hit of the day in this ball game. A 1-out knock in the second. And that's away 1-1. While Nate the Stirs opening up an 8-1 lead, and you look back to the first, I should say, the last time the two teams played an 18-1 victory on the 15th of June. 1-1 is rolled over to Easton Mumma. The third baseman had a little bit of a fumble, high throw, but out. Easton's able to recover, one away.
Nice job by Caden Miller. Climbing the ladder and keeping his foot down on the bag. Nice out over there at first base, and a great job by Caden Miller reading it.
With one away, here's Owen Stevenson. In the gap in right center, Navarro was playing shallow. It's going to be cut off by McConney, and it'll be held to a single. Not particularly deep in the right center, but a 1-out knock for Stevenson, and he is aboard for the first time.
You know, I was thinking going for 2, but instead up at first, and that was the right decision. I think Navarro would have had him out there at second if he decided to go.
That's going to bring him Stephon Leo, who reached on a 2-out error back in the second. That was off the first pitch, 0-1. For the Philippines and the rest of the CCL, they'll be seeing the rest of July CCL play with the postseason starting the end of the month and going into early August. Here's 0-1. 1-1. Santa Barbara, of course, going to Wichita, Kansas. Team's going to be taking off early next week and be a quick turnaround with the tournament starting officially on the 24th. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2.
Of course, the Stars probably, going to be starting a little later than other teams because they're making some of the greatest distance traveled out of any team in the tournament. It's exciting for the players. I mean, kind of talking about like how similar it was to Summer Bowl as the beer batter right there. Stephon Leo strikes out swinging. Is that an 8 on the day for Waldeck?
7 on my count, at least. It's not always the most reliable, but 7.
What a day for Noah Waldeck, man. The starting pitching has just been so phenomenal recently in terms of strikeouts.
We were just alluding to, I should say, earlier in the game, Zach James, quality start. Last game for the Foresters. struck out 8. Day before that, Crodell, quality start, 10 Ks. So another starting pitcher, now with 7. There's strike 1 now in Hudson Story.
It's just such a really nice thing to have, is to have your starting pitcher to be able to go out there and eat up innings, and also getting, outs, like, getting strikeouts. It's just such a good thing confidence-wise. It does a lot to the batters' heads as well. It's all a mental game, and Stars pitching staff have really been winning it a lot this summer.
Remember, Stevenson is at first base. Here's an 0-1 to Story. Strike 2. He struck out in the second. It was the 5th strikeout victim for Waldeck, and first time through the order, struck out 5, just allowed a single base hit. 0-2 out. Here comes an 0-2 pitch. Is fair to Caden Miller. Covering his Waldeck, and the inning will be over. Waldeck works around a 1-out single by Stevenson, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Santa Barbara on top, 8-1 over the Philippines.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Stars will have the top of the order coming up. Esker Kill Muma. Daniel Naria remains in this ball game. Stars just put up 5 runs in the last. That's over the head of Esker. Ball 1.
Yeah, 5 runs in the last, and you're still rolling with Naria. You gotta be feeling confident and good about that if you're Santa Barbara.
Comes a 1-0 pitch to Esker. That's upstairs. Ball 2. Xavier struck out looking, bounced into a fielder's choice, which ended the 2nd inning. Comes a 2-0 pitch to the leadoff man. Inside ball 3. And so with that NBC tournament starting on the 24th, 16 teams end up making that tournament. Santa Barbara's They've been the champions of that tournament for 10 times over the course of their time going to Kansas. Already in, here's a 3-0 for a strike, 3-1. And of those 16 teams, broken down in 4 groups, kind of like almost World Cup play, pool play, where the top 3 teams will make it on to single elimination. So it's just a matter of getting out of the group stage. And if you're the top seed, you do get first round bye in the elimination tournament. That's a base hit in the left, and Esker is aboard for the 2nd time today.
And that's why it's, crucial to finish top of the group. You want to be able to avoid, because once you get into single elimination, it's like March Madness. Anything can happen in baseball. You might be the better team, and you might win in like a 3-game series, a 5-game series, a 7-game series. But one game is one game. Single elimination is what, allows upsets to happen. And you'd have to think, the way Santa Barbara's been playing this summer, that they'd roll into Wichita as one of the favorites. Yeah, it's definitely something I know a lot of the guys are looking forward to. Kind of talking to them, hearing what they were saying, like it brings them back to summer ball as a kid, you know? Nonstop baseball across different fields in the same city. You get to bond as players and get, you know, closer with your teammates. It's a really cool thing for the Stars.
Here's a 1-0 to Terrence Kill. That's in the dirt. Runner holds, and
I mean, there's no better way to bond than a 26-hour bus ride in the heat from Santa Barbara all the way to Wichita. I know you're looking forward to that.
And you talk about around-the-clock baseball, and that's taken literally in the NBC tournament. Here's a 2-0. Strike one on Terrence Kill. I mean, they'll be playing baseball around the clock, one of the staples of the NBC tournament. Games slotted at midnight and even 3 a.m. So it is around-the-clock baseball.
And when Steve Shuck told some of the players that they were in quite disbelief, I'd say is the word I would use. And Shuck revealed that, like, yeah, I think he said that the Foresters will be playing a game at midnight. And they said it's either midnight or noon, and you're not going to want to pick noon because it's 95 degrees and humid. And I think that makes, think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
2-2 now for Kill. Man on, nobody out. Esker remains at first base, and that is pretty much, you'd have to imagine, the better draw, even playing funky time. Your body's out of sorts, playing at midnight, but at least it's not the 3 a.m. slot, because that is a whole nother animal. 2-2. Full count.
How do you handle the 3 a.m. slot? Do you think you'd be getting up
I don't
early, or are you staying up late and just pushing through it?
I haven't.
The game's at 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably have to start warming up around 1:30. I feel like staying up late would be the move in that situation, right?
I'd have to concur. 3-2. Up the middle. Tough play. Here is Fagfumsen on to first. Got him. Makes the play on the 6-3 DP after the Esker leadoff single erased. His Kill grounds into the double play.
It's not easy to get killed out on double play, but if there's the way to do it, it's probably unassisted. Keeping everything with Fagfumsen, a great defender. Where I see him make a nice couple plays over there at short, and so again there.
Base is now clear. 2 down. Here is Easton Mumaw. Great play from Fagfumsen, backing up Neria, and with Will Pickett's making the pitching change with Ronan Nuki, the starter, only going an inning and a third. Want to milk as much as you can out of Daniel Neria.
Are you gonna handle 3 a.m. you think if you were to do it? Would you be caffeine type of guy, like energy drinks, coffee?
Probably some coffee. I'd say some coffee. Yeah. How would you go about it?
Yeah, I'm not really a big energy drink guy. I feel like just coffee, and then every couple innings just splash some water in your face, ice cold, wakes you up.
Yeah, the 3 a.m. slot. Wild. In terms of 1-1. Strike 2.
And it's just another way you become closer with the team. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you're going to be telling your grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
One time I played, baseball at 3 a.m. with some of my best friends,
Absolutely. And Trek for Santa Barbara trying to get back on top and find their 11th NBC title. Good fight from Easton Mumaw, 1-2.
It's been a couple years since the Stars have last won one. Now, that is the expectation for Bill Pintard every single summer, is that, hey, we want to win the World Series title in Wichita. And this group feels like it could do it.
1-2 delivery. A high fly ball in the right center field. Leo's going over and playable for the right fielder to end the inning. There was a leadoff single, the double play, and the deep fly out to conclude the 4th. On to the 5th. Santa Barbara on top 8-1 over the Philippines.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
On to the fifth inning, and this fifth inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. Change now for Santa Barbara. A new arm in this ball game. Bryce Navarre will take over for Noah Waldeck. Striker Billingsley will lead off 0-1.
Good to get a lefty involved always out of the pen, and Navarre a couple weeks away from the team, still warming up and getting back into the swing of things here with the Stars.
And the final line for Waldeck, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, which was not earned. He walked 1 and struck out 7. It's another solid start from Santa Barbara starting pitching. That is ball 2, so 2-1 for Billingsley. So then Rodriguez and Lee for the Philippines.
It's a tough part of your order to get thrown into, you know, especially Lee, the last guy up. A lot of these guys, they're best hitters here.
2-1 pitch. That's away, ball 3. Billingsley ground out to short first time up. He's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. Down and a leadoff walk for the Philippines. They trail by 7 runs. You look at last couple innings, 3 runs in the second, 5 in the third for Santa Barbara. And their leadoff man is aboard to bring around the top of the order. Noah Rodriguez stands in for the second time he has struck out. Worked a walk and scored the only run on the board so far for the Philippines. First pitch, foul back, strike 1. And Nate, I know we talked about in the last inning for Santa Barbara being one of the favorites, I should say, of how they've been playing this season, how tight they are. But the last time the Stars won that NBC tournament, 2022, that was the end of 3 straight, going back to 2020, 121, then of course in that 2022 season. That's foul back, strike 2, and You look back through the history books, the first time that the Foresters did it was in 2006. So from 2006 to 2022, you win 10 times. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous amount of success. And just a general winning 10 over the course of 19 years is really, really impressive.
0-2. Called strike 3. What a pitch from Bryce. One away.
Now, Navarre has a lot of different pitches he can go to. He feels comfortable throwing, and that one looked like, the curveball with a little bit of a 12-6 drop to it.
1 on, 1 out. Here is Ben Lee with the Foresters on top 8-1 in the Finneys' 5th inning.
It's going to be tough to steal on the lefty Navarre. He's always going to be looking over to first.
And Billingsley reaching for the first time this season with the Philippines. Next pitch, say the first pitch to Lee upstairs, ball 1. Lee today, ground out to short, base hit into right. That's in there, 1-1.
It's going to be big for Navarre. Guy, probably biggest struggle as a stirrer, pitching-wise, has been, finding his own consistently, and coming back in counts like that, it's just so nice to see from him in this outing so far.
Comes the 1-1 pitch to Lee. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Doubling up on the changeup. He's ahead.
Why not against, Lee? That changeup's going to be breaking away from him as the righty, facing Navarre of a southpaw.
1 on, 1 out. Comes the 1-2 pitch. He'll have to wait. So with Navarre now in this ball game, other arms that are available throughout the course of this game, all right-handers. Andrews, Tumis, Heineman, and Fino listed as available men. We'd likely see later in this game, and Josh Heineman is currently throwing. But a 1-2 pitch into the gap. Well hit. Over is Paul, and at the base of the wall for Ben Lee. From first base, Billingsley is coming around. There's going to be a play at the plate, but in safely. And an RBI double for Ben Lee. It is now an 8-2 Forester lead.
That was a great throw by Sawyer Farr, the cutoff man. That happened just a second earlier. He was well out, Billingsley. It's like that, a 1-out double. Ben Lee down to his final strike, fought back, and found the gap.
Becker out to have a word.
You really have to lock in here. This is a tough part of the order, obviously. Fag Foomsent, the all-star. Tag him, another guy that's hitting above 350.
The Philippines tack on their second run. They plated their first in the 3rd inning. At that point, they were trailing 3-0. They now trail by 6. And J.J. Fag-Foomsent, who's K'd twice today, wound out base runner at second. That nearly hits him. Ball 1. Winds out towards right field. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And they're calling a balk. A free 90 for Ben Lee. On the balk on Bryce Navarre.
Frustrated himself there.
So that's going to bring in a sac fly now for Fag-Foomsent. That's sprayed back. 1-1. After Fag-Foomsent will be Tagium. But at third base now, Ben Lee after his RBI double. 1-1 pitch. Up the middle. Long run for Esker, and it will get through into center for a base hit. That will score Ben Lee. Back-to-back RBIs for Ben Lee and then Fag Fumsen to make it an 8-3 score in the fifth.
Batting number 27, Dylan.
That's the tough part of your order to come into. He said it when they brought Navarre in, and Lee and Fag Fumsen both base hits, both RBIs. And we facing another tough out and tag him here.
First pitch to Dylan upstairs, ball one. For Fag Fumsen now at first, his first RBI of the CCL season. Ben Lee, in case you're wondering, had the double. That was his 12th, and now pinch runner being brought in for the shortstop.
That's interesting. Taking out, your lone all-star hitter and the pinch runner, that's a clear sign that they think there's a chance to get some runs on the board here.
It's Javen Boxa.
Already 2 across the plate, and yeah, it makes sense. Boxa, guy with some good speed. With only a couple guys in the Philippines with a stolen base this summer.
So Boxa at first, one away. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Tagging him this season. 13 runs batted in. He's gone 0 for 2. It's an 8-3 lead for the Stirs. 2-1 pitch is located. 2-2. Good delivery from Bryce.
Bryce, his pitches are on. They look like some of the best we've seen all summer from any pitcher on the staff. He got a really nice feel for a lot of his off speed. Be really tough to read as a batter.
Look at that breaking ball, just able to tap it. Was tagging him.
Yeah, that was a great example right there. Just all vertical drop. Tag him just had to just catch up to it.
After tagging him will be Malachi Lopez. Just a single out, and can Navarre find a ground ball? Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Dylan Tagium. That's flared up to the right side, and out there is Caden Miller. An interesting play off the rear of the hands to Tagium, but he will be retired. Casual second out for Caden Miller.
Very casual second out. Miller just caught that like he was playing, catch with your dad in the backyard. Good second out, and nice one for Navarre to get.
Caden continues to hold on the pinch runner Boxa. But it's now Malachi Lopez, 1 on, 2 out. Bryce Navarre took over in this inning for Noah Waldeck. But it is a 5-run lead for Santa Barbara. That's inside. 86 from Bryce, ball 1. Lopez has gone 1 for 2. Base hit in the right. Ground out to third. One and 0 the count to Lopez. That's in there. 1-1.
Came back. Breaking ball. That seems to be the one that has the most success for Navarre, is kind of his breaking balls with a little bit more vertical drop than horizontal fastball.
And at first, 2 down, 1-1 pitch inside, and it will hit the ankles of Malachi Lopez. He's going to reach for the second time, and a 2-out hit batter to continue the inning for the Philippines.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Box it down to second. Lopez is aboard, and it's now Stevenson.
I feel like that one kind of got him off the bounce in the dirt, but I had it differently, and 2 on now.
With 2 runs in, chance for Stevenson, who does have a hit today. Struck out in the second, base hit in the right center in the last. On the ground, right side, and it's tough play for Esker. Covering is Navarre. Oh, what a play from Esker, and fantastic work from Bryce to cover to retire the side. Philippines do plate 2 runs, and through 4.5, Stars on top 8-3. Great play by Esker Navarre onto the bottom of the 5th. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Santa Barbara leading 8-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brenton Clark leads off. Fouls off the first pitch from Daniel Neria, who remains in this game. Remember, he took over in the second. Showed a little bit with command, but pounded ground ball to turn 2. Just have to face 3 in the last. Stars by 5.
Good bounce back inning for Neria, but, you know, his team got some runs on the board, but last time his team got some runs on the board, the Stars put up 5.
This is a bunt, and fantastic bunt by Brenton Clark. He is aboard for the 3rd time this game.
I don't think Brenton Clark realized how good of a bunt that was until he got on the first. That was a perfect bunt. Went like probably about 5 feet to the left on the third base line, and it stayed on the dirt and did not cross that foul line. Everyone just kind of watched it thinking it would go over, and it did not. And just like that, leadoff man is on.
3rd time today for Clark reaching. 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and now a bunt single. Here's now Mick Paul. Takes a strike, 0-1. What can Santa Barbara do here?
I think, you know, getting a run is a good start. You know, get some momentum back on your side after a couple on the board from the Philippines, and Brenton Clark on the bases. That's always a possibility.
There is now a change at shortstop. So we saw Box a pinch run, and now at short will be Gavin Vanderpool to take over. And Box will move over to third base, so a couple of changes being made defensively for the Philippines. We'll get it to you as soon as it's relayed to us. Here's a 1-1 down. Ball 2.
All with a solid approach this game, and I'm liking how he's handling all of his at-bats. Able to take advantage of these.
2-1. Runner goes. It's down for ball 3 and down to second base. He is out. Caught stealing. Great throw from Dylan Tagium to toss out Brenton Clark. Not too often that happens. Base is clear, 1 down.
Hard to get Brenton Clark out at second, and a nice pop from Tagium to get him out over there. Off fan is off.
Now 3-1 for Paul. He's had a fantastic day, and it just got better. 1-out walk for Paul. I have to go along with an RBI single, a run scored, and a sac fly. So he's aboard for the second time.
Now batting, sponsored by the Citywide Home Organ. Number 5, Sawyer Farr.
Nice job by Paul being patient, getting the walk, and it's like that. Another runner on here for Sawyer Farr, who's looking to drive him around.
Now Sawyer Farr, the switch hitter, takes the ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Remember the 2 changes on the infield. Javen Boxa is now at third. Vanderpool is at short. 1-0 count for Sawyer Farr. Sawyer's had a nice day. Has an RBI infield single. Also a run scored. Farr's ahead. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Neria. Tap back for strike 1. Hey, we've been talking about this NBC tournament for Santa Barbara, which will be coming up. The format, what it looks like, but one thing, and you alluded to it, with the single elimination, anything is possible. One thing, when you look back at what guys have said about playing for Bill Pintarn, you'll learn when you play with the Foresters how to win, and that's never critical, most critical in a single elimination tournament. Runner's going to go, and no throw down, and a stolen bag for Paul.
And I think, you know, something that will serve the Foresters really well in Wichita is all the, you know, close games that they've played
Yes.
and a lot of the close games that they've won.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the, you know, a few walk-offs, you know, winning by any means, whether it's, you know, avoiding pickles or 6-out saves or, you know, walk-offs, as we said. It's, you know, 5 runs in one inning, you give up 5 the next, and you still manage your way to walk it off. 12-inning games. I mean, any means possible. And even if that means, you know, getting walks and playing baseball, but not, you know, not the pretty way, but, you know, getting easy runs like that. What the Stars have done all of summer long, and, you know, hoping to continue it.
And Farr reaching for the second time. Back-to-back walks given up by Daniel Neria. First and second, one away, and actually all 3 men who have come to the plate have reached base. Remember, Clark, that bunt single, a perfect bunt single, and thrown out at second. First pitch spinning out of the way is Miller. Ball 1. There's a man now throwing for the Philippines baseball group.
I think that was kind of, you know, Neria go a few innings, and they managed to get him to 5 so far. He's only on 1 out, and he has let everyone on this inning.
Jaden Bagalayos now tossing the lefty. That's away. Ball 2 for Caden Miller, and he's another guy, Nate, just like Mick Paul, has had himself a great day, a walk and 2-run double, and scored 2 runs himself.
Yeah, he's been having a great day.
Paul's at second. At first is Farr. Bottom of the Finneys' 5th inning. That's foul. Back off the mask. 2-1. The guy that we haven't seen today, Caleb Hoover. We did interview him for the start of this game in the Coastal Copy pregame show. So if you want to go back and listen to see what Caleb had to say about what it's been like playing here in Santa Barbara, what it was like in the Home Run Derby last night for the Stars representing Santa Barbara, and also expectations into Wichita. Here's a 2-1. Miller will take a slider for a strike.
And, you know, something with Hoover and obviously Miller is, you know, it's nice to have 2 guys at first base that you can go to, kind of bounce back between. We've seen them splitting time in that position. Both of them lefties. Both of them have been really solid in so many different ways, whether that's defensively, pop. Now it's been really nice to see.
2-2's going to get away from Tagium, And free 90 for Paul and Farr on the wild pitch. So now full count for Caden Miller. Full count for Miller. After him will be Zane Becker. It's in Santa Barbara. Pushing more runs. They lead 8-3. And here comes the 3-2 pitch to Caden Miller. Ball 4. And 3 straight walks given up by Daniel Neria. Remember, there is a left-hander warming up. First 4 men have all reached base, and here comes the pitching coach for the Philippines.
Yeah, time is called. Saying it's not the manager to maybe get the ball change here, but Neria has been all over the place, struggling with walks. Very similar outing to the last time he was here.
Bases filled with Foresters. Next batter will be Zane Becker. Sac fly, an RBI ground out, so he has been productive and brought home runs when he's been called upon in this game. Now with 4 RBIs this season, and seen a lot of runs batted in today from Santa Barbara. All of these RBIs brought to us by our friends at Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in Santa Barbara where the Foresters train to win. Gold's Gym.
You definitely want to see, some of Gold's Gym coming through here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Becker, guy with some pop for sure. I haven't seen it that much this summer, but in Arkansas, an OPS of 877. Good freshman year with the Razorbacks.
They're going with Neria. Stays in this ball game. Deals a first pitch strike to Becker. 0-1. All 4 men that have stood in this inning have reached base. Clark was thrown out at second for the only out in the inning. Here comes a strike 1 pitch to the catcher. That is down. 1-1. At third base is Paul. Farr at second. Miller is at first. And there he is going to step off. And with that lefty warming up, there's not really a broadcast that goes by when we don't talk about all the lefties in this lineup for Santa Barbara. 5 of them true lefties today with a switch hitter. 1-1 to Becker. Upstairs, ball 2.
There's nowhere to put him. Neria getting frustrated on the mound, kind of just smacked his glove. Can't let that frustration get the best of you here.
Just a ground ball to get out of this inning for the reliever for the Philippines. 2-1, favorable count for Becker. That's over his head, and from third base, Paul's coming in, and he will plate the 9th run of the day on the wild pitch. All the other runners advance, 9-3, Santa Barbara.
Good news is at least you got somewhere to put Becker now. First base open up with a wild pitch, and nice to get a run back after a couple came across the plate for the Philippines if you're Santa Barbara.
Paul plates the 9th run of the day. Bars to third, Miller to second. Next pitch to the left side. It's going to be Boxa. Going to first, high throw. Foot comes off the bag, but out. Farr's going to come in to score the 10th run of the ball game on the RBI ground out by Zane Becker.
Smart by Sawyer Farr, waiting for the throw to come over to first before taking off. Comes in home, not even a chance of getting him productive out, and all around across the plate.
Third RBI of the day for Zane Becker. First pitch misses for Makani Navarro. Ball 1. Miller's down to third base. 2 runs in for Santa Barbara. 10-3 their lead. That's going to miss inside Nabarro, whose RBI single and a ground out 4-1 stands in for the third time. Eight out of the 9 batters starting in this game for Santa Barbara have all reached base. 2-0 pitch for Nabarro. Inside ball 3. In terms of the Philippines and Will Pickett's keeping the area in this game, and you have the lefty warming up. Jaden Bagalayos. This is over a one-hopper to Hudson Story. Will flip and the inning will be over. But Santa Barbara pushing 2 more runs. Zane Becker has his 3rd RBI of the day, and through 5, it is a 10-3 Forster lead.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Is a 10-3 Forster lead on to the 6th inning, and there will be a new arm pitching for Santa Barbara. Josh Heineman will take over, and it's been quite some time since we've seen Josh out on the bump.
Yeah, how about it's been over 2 weeks. Great to see Heineman back out there. Was kind of nursing something, and he's been a really good arm out of the pen, really consistent. A guy who, can eat up innings for you, and was really eating up innings at the start of the summer. His last appearance against Riptide only won a third of an inning. Good to see him back on the bump, and I know he's, really happy to be back out there. Always a really fun guy to be around the team and here in the booth, and good to see him back out there.
And we'll face the bottom 3, Leo Story and Billingsley, scheduled to face Heineman. That is down, ball 1. Stevan Leo today reached on error and has struck out. Both of his plate appearances were against Noah Waldeck, the starter who went 4. He's a 10-3 Forster lead. That's fouled back 1-1. And look forward for the rest of this homestand for Santa Barbara to close out this regular year. Welcome in the Menlo Park Legends for 2 games, then a non-CCL game against the Coastal Dodgers. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Leo.
Yeah, it's, always good to get some teams from the other division in, and the Legends kind of in the back half of the standings. Up in the North, a really fun race. We've been talking about it, kind of paying attention from it from afar. There are 4 teams, I'm getting a strikeout there. Big for him. But there are 4 teams within 2 games of each other, within a game and a half of each other up in the Northern Division. Stompers, Merchants, Crawdads, and Blues. I mean, that's just something really exciting to keep an eye on over the next couple weeks before the playoffs begin up here in the CCL.
That first pitch spiked in the dirt for Hudson Story. One away and the base is clear, and first strikeout of the day for Josh Heineman. And that is the 9th strikeout today by Santa Barbara pitching. Bryce Navarre had 1. Baldeck had 7. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. When you look at the race, of course, in the north and the south, we talked about earlier just a half-game lead for Santa Barbara over Conejo. And Santa Barbara ideally today and then the next 2 days and finish out CCL play, winning 3 straight. 2-0. Ball 3.
Yeah, and, you know, closing out the summer, you know, interestingly enough, against guys who aren't really, you know, against teams kind of in the back half of the standing, it's nice for your confidence, but you can't really fall asleep in these moments, right? Because you want to be able to carry into Wichita, with some momentum. And, you know, Stars well on their way to that so far today, leading 9-3.
Hudson Story will reach for the first time today. A 1-out walk for the first baseman. So Story's aboard, and that's going to bring up Riker Billingsley. Now has a walk himself and also a ground out to short. So a man aboard. That ball's wedged in between Story and the dirt. Still awaiting the first pitch to Riker Billingsley. It's been a recent addition for the Philippines, getting on base for the first time via a walk in the Finnish 5th inning. Has a chance to try to pass the bats along to Noah Rodriguez, who awaits on deck. First pitch swinging in the hole. Esker, tough play once again, but couldn't make the play. Tried to sell it as that ball just squirted under him. And Billingsley is aboard.
He thought he had it and looked up into his glove, and there wasn't there. It was past him in the shallow outfield grass. It's a tough play to make. A lot of ground to cover for Esker, and Heineman's first outing back. Some rust here.
And fantastic plays from Xavier Esker in the hole on the right side of the infield. Notably, that was at the end of the 5th inning. Went down as a 4-1 putout on Stevenson. A fantastic play from Esker. But it's now first and second for the top of the order, Noah Rodriguez, and Heineman looking to work around a walk and a base hit. First pitch upstairs to Rodriguez, ball 1. In terms of other arms that we would likely see today, Tyler Fino, Easton Toomas, Tag Andrews, likely suspects for Bill Pintard. 2 on, 1 out. 1-0 pitch. First strike, 1-1. Noah Rodriguez has struck out, worked a walk, scored a run, which was on an error back in the 3rd. Struck out looking, which was against Bryce Navarre, as his first look at Josh Heineman. Chance for the Philippines to get some runs back. 1-1 upstairs. That is ball 2.
Man, Heineman struggling a bit with the location here. It's outing. After getting that strikeout, it's the runner. Guys on in different ways and have to bounce back.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Rodriguez. Check swing, but a called strike, 2-2. After Rodriguez, be Ben Lee. At second is Hudson Story. Billingsley is at first. Comes the 2-2 to Rodriguez. Slider called strike 3. Struck him out, 2 out in the 6th.
Second K for Heineman. Got him looking. Satisfying one right there.
10th strikeout by Santa Barbara pitching.
And there was that stretch early in the summer where, the staff was getting like 15, 16 strikeouts a game and kind of find that form here in the last regular season week of the summer.
And you look at that trend as Ben Lee will take strike 1. It's almost like a sine wave. You hit a big peak probably around the end of June with all the strikeouts being raked in by Santa Barbara pitching. Cooled off a little bit, a lot of ground balls, not as many strikeouts, and staff has been sensational. That's on the outside corner, 1-1 for Ben Lee.
Yeah, really sensational day for the pitching staff. Have a good day as well, though, for Ben Lee, 2 for 3. That RBI double last time up against Navarre.
Hyman looks to work around some traffic. Deuces a big swing, 1-2.
Massive swing. A lot of movement on that one.
He's gone 2 for 3 today. Heineman's ahead in the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Ben Lee has 2 hits, one to right, one to left center. Using all parts of this ballpark here, Santa Barbara High School. Comes the 2-2 pitch to Lee. Full count, Heineman. Thought he had his 3rd K, but instead, it's the 3rd ball.
I think you're getting him looking there and didn't go around. That's a tough one.
Javen Boxa would be next. Having to step off, Ben Lee. With 2 down, 2 on, 3-2 pitch. Straight to Easton Mumma, did not have to move his feet. And Josh Heineman works around a walk and a single. Fantastic work by the reliever for Santa Barbara. And on to the bottom of the 6th, Santa Barbara leading 10-3 over the Philippines baseball group.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
First pitch to Xavier Esker will be a called strike. Esker kill. Easton Mumau will be scheduled to face a brand new arm, Jaden Bagalayos. The lefty will take over in the 6th.
Another lefty out of the pen, you know, that's something you can say a lot when the Stars play teams. They always love going to the southpaws against the lefty-heavy lineup, although 2 righties start things off for Bagalayos.
10-3 Forster lead. At 1-1 well away. Ball 2, and Esker has struck out, bounced into a fielder's choice, and a base hit into left. Santa Barbara looking to maintain their lead on the Southern Division. Esker will see ball 3 away, 3-1.
Bagalayos, someone who doesn't really struggle as much with walks as other guys in this staff. He's only had 4. It's 5 innings. Gives up a lot of hits.
Esker thought he had a leadoff base on balls, but strike 2 called, full count. A 3-2 to Xavier Esker is fouled back. Esker stays alive.
Let's go down a little low and in to reach around to get that, but just got bats ball and stays alive.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch to the leadoff man. High fly ball into left center. Back is Rodriguez to the wall and will make the catch to retire Esker. An allowed first out starts the 6th inning.
Allowed first out. That was going pretty far, and luckily for our Philippines, they still had some real estate out there in left field, and they got one.
Here's TK. And Terrence will see a ball away. And we did say that Gavin Vanderpool has taken over at short, rather. Malachi Lopez, wearing number 7, is at short. So Lopez started the day at third base, just slid over into the middle of the infield. So that was the only change a few innings back when Jim Buckley came in a pinch run.
Cox, I believe, is at third.
And Lopez is at short. That's outside of third for TK. 2-1. One away and the base is clear.
He's got him involved pretty early in his outing over there at the hot corner.
That's popped up off to the right and now to play. 2-2. Easton Mumau will be next for Santa Barbara. Shadow's getting a little bit longer here. Eddie Matthews Field. 2-2 pitch. Into the gap and a long run for Billingsley, but that ball is going to be caught by the center fielder. Terrence Kill, another hard hit ball, and will be retired. It's been unlucky for TK.
Definitely been unlucky. I think that one never really had a chance. It's kind of one of the time we see balls die in the outfield, especially out in right field, right center area, and no different there. There's a lot of ground to be had, a lot of real estate out there, and, you know, center fielder, the Philippines Billingsley should cover that.
First pitch swinging for Mumau. Strike 1, and Jaden Bagalayos, who took over in this inning, deuced 2 flyouts, rather. Loud hit flyouts in the deep parts of this ballpark. 0-1. Off the end of the bat, strike 2 on Mumau. So far for Easton, ground out to second, has worked a walk. Behind in the count, 0-2 pitch, upstairs from Bagalayos, all 1. One-two pitch, outside of first base towards the Forsters dugout. Ends 1-2, and there will be a pinch hitter standing on deck. Caleb Hoover will hit for Brenton Clark in the DH spot, should that come in this inning or the next. 1-2 delivery is away, 2-2. We were able to speak with Caleb prior to the game today. Our pregame interview, now the 2-2, and a strikeout will end the inning. Bagalayos just has to face 3 in the 6th, and through 6 innings, Santa Barbara on top 10-3 over the Philippines.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Now we're on to the 7th inning, and the Foresters leading 10-3 over the Philippines baseball group. Josh Hyman back to work. He'll face 3, 4, and 5, but we are joined by a very special guest, Jim Buckley. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'm really happy to be back on the air. It's been a little while, and I hope I remember, not to say anything too stupid. You guys are doing a great job so far this summer. I hope you're having a good time.
Oh, it's been a great time, and we appreciate you coming out and sometimes having you doing the PA and stuff and just being around. And we appreciate your contributions to the Force. Could you just even tell us your story as well?
Sure. Well, I've been working with Bill and the Foresters for his entire time here, so it's my 31st season as well. And I've done just about every job off the field that you can name. The only thing I haven't done is throw BP and play infield. That's about it. So, no, it's been a lot of fun, and all the people who've helped over the years really just love being a part of Foresters baseball.
Leadoff batter will be Javen Boxa, taking side from Heineman. And no, with the Foresters, this is their final home weekend, and Wichita is right around the corner.
Wichita is coming. That's actually why I came on today. First of all, to thank everybody listening for supporting us all summer long. It's been a really good summer, great baseball, great young men. Next pitch is outside and high. And I'm just wanted to tell everybody that we really continue to love and appreciate their support, but to ask for a little bit more as we head to Wichita. We have to raise some money to make sure that we get to Wichita and back, which is always, that's half the battle, actually. And ask them to think about contributing to the Wichita Fund, which is one of our big fundraisers here as the season winds down. And they can go to our website, sbforesters.org, and go to the community page, and the Wichita Fund is there. You can donate online. It's tax deductible. And it helps the Foresters get to Wichita and take care of our annual hospital visit to Via Christi there with the Hugs for Cubs.
It's now 3-1 for Javen Boxer. Could you go a little bit more into that hospital visit?
Yeah, sure. Well, we've been going to Via Christi there in Wichita, for almost every single time we've gone back there. And it's been just such a treat for our players to be able to experience helping somebody and giving some joy to some of the kids they see there. Over the years, there have been some fantastic stories that have come out of that, including a young lady named Andy Friend, who we met during the day. She loved meeting us. She checked herself with some friends out of the hospital and showed up at the ballpark with her IV on. And Pinner always tells the story of walking out to the mound to change pitchers and seeing her there and wondering what the heck she's doing there. Thought you were in the hospital.
This is lined and straight to far, maybe a chance at 2. The throw was
just
high.
A bit high. Nice play, Sawyer Farr snagging that across the middle and just couldn't quite get the throw back in time. It was hard hit. And the great fun part is any of the best parts of Hug's story are success stories. And Andy overcame her cancer, grew up, and now has a couple of kids. And every time we go to the Foresters, she comes to see us. And that's just an awesome sight. And Bud Fulfer, another young man we saw, he has become one of our great friends. We always see him back there. And It's something that's just so important to the Foresters and so important to the players, and they take it forward the rest of their lives. We hope they become better baseball players, but more importantly, we hope they become better people, and that's what the Hugs for Cubs is all about. And we need folks' help to contribute to the Wichita Fund to do that.
Malachi Lopez now at the plate. 1-0 count with a check over the runner remains with Boxa with 1 on, 1 out. And
the Foresters this year, it's been a really good season, and we have 3 more home games, so we hope you can come out and join us here at the ballpark because, you haven't really seen the Foresters until you've seen them in person. As fantastic as the YouTube is.
Oh, I
and we do enjoy that immensely, but you got to see them in person. It's just it's a whole different ball game. And I understand you're going to Wichita. Is that right?
Yes, I'll be there.
You're excited. We're excited to have you going there. So you fans listening won't miss a pitch, and you got to watch the Wichita games. Those are something special back there happening, and we can't do it without your support. So we really appreciate anybody who can contribute to the Wichita Fund. Nice pitch. Yeah, I'm not a broadcaster. I can be totally subjective and say, dude, that was a rocking pitch.
Fantastic pitch from Heineman.
Heineman, second-year Forester, great personality. I believe he sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" here at the Yard earlier this season.
We've seen a couple pitchers do that. 1-2 pitch, strikeout number 3 for Heineman, 2 down in the 7th.
So there's a great example of the way the community supports the Foresters. Conan Horton is our former coach and now a great gentleman of the community with his Lee & Sons company, which has been sponsoring the strikeouts all year long. We got a lot of them today. We're going to run out of Ks hanging up here the way our Foresters pitching staff is rolling it today. But that's just an example of the kind of folks who chip in some money and some support and some love to make sure that we get to do all the things that we hope the Foresters can do for our players, of course, but also for other people.
And Jim, I know throughout the course of last summer and this summer as well, reading your book. Could you also talk on that if you want to?
Sure. If anybody who doesn't have a copy of Stir It Up, we have plenty left, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's a great book. It tells the history of the Foresters up through 2024 and some great memories, some great stories. In fact, I just sold a book to Charlie Zahari, who's in the book. So how cool is that? A former pitcher for us, and he's got his name in the book. He's one of our all-time strikeout leaders, and just sold him a book. So you can find all kind of great stories in there. I mean, at the All-Star Game this year, Major League Baseball All-Star Game, we saw Garrett Crochet, who we saw pitch here, and not here at Santa Barbara High, but here in Santa Barbara, and Ryan O'Hearn. And Ryan's a member of our Foresters Hall of Fame. And he came back to get inducted even after he was a big superstar with the Kansas City Royals. He came all the way back to Santa Barbara, had a great weekend with him. And players really connect with Bill and the Foresters and stick with us.
This is over to Caden Miller, and it'll be a clean work for Josh Hyman. Before you go, Jim, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want to say thanks to you guys for doing a great job this summer, and thanks to all of our fans for listening. I hope we can increase the numbers, gets a lot more people invited to get to the ball game. We're going to take a break here and sing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We got a couple of pitchers in to do it, and you folks sing at home, and we'll be back in just a moment. Foresters Radio.
Caleb Hoover will lead off for the Santa Barbara Foresters to start off the 7th. Hoover's hitting for the first time today for Brenton Clark, and Clark doing what he does. 2 walks and a base hit, scored 2 runs. But it's Hoover to hit for the first time, and he's at a 2-0 count.
Yeah, good to see Caleb Hoover end of a game. You know, a lot of the times we interview guys, they're like, oh, you know, it's just nice to have a day off, and then where you come back in as a pinch hitter. And
this is a moonshot to center. Back is Billingsley. He'll have enough room to operate. 1 away, and we talked to Caleb in the pregame interview what it was like to hit in the home run derby yesterday at the All-Star game, and came up a little bit short there, just got underneath it.
Just a little short. Yeah, you know, it's tough swinging the home run derby. He was talking about like how he kind of didn't approach it the right way almost, where he kind of gassed out too early.
That's a marathon. 3 minutes seems quick, but when you're swinging that lumber every couple seconds, you can get gassed.
Most of the time when they're taking BP, they're only up there for like 30 seconds.
Just a couple pitches.
Swinging a lot slower than they would in a home run derby. It's absolutely an art that you train for and whatnot.
That's a strike to Mick Paul. After Mick will be Sawyer Farr scheduled. I'm the 7th, 10-3 Forester lead. Mick's had a very nice day at the plate. Takes a strike there in the hole, 0-2. A single and a right. RBI with a run scored in that inning. A sac fly and then a walk and stolen base, and he came around to score. So big day for Mick Paul.
Really productive day, and one of his best as a starter so far this summer, for sure.
0-2 pitch. Popped up to the left side. Boxa into foul grounds. The third baseman. Long run, but it will just get out of his glove. It looked like he got the webbing to it, but ball's foul.
Tough play to make in the shade. Just couldn't bring it in.
Paul's got another crack at it. The Foresters, when you look at what they have done throughout this game, 3 runs in the second, 5 in the third, tacking on 2 more in the bottom of the Finneys' 5th inning. Looking for the season series sweep against the Philippines. It's an 0-2, down, ball 1.
Take by Paul.
Santa Barbara on their CCL record 20-9. 31st game of the season. There was a non-CCL game sandwiched in there earlier in the season. 1-2. Down the left field line. Slices out of play. Ball's fouled off 2 pitches. Still just a 1-2 count. Temperature is starting to drop off here. Just a little bit cooler now. 1-2. Down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Elias bit with his location. Come around and losing a bit here.
Jaden Bagalios took over in the last inning. Has actually faced all 4 men he has faced. 2-2. Inside full count. After Paul, Sawyer Farr. There's a new man up for Santa Barbara now tossing. Tyler Fino now warming up. Can Paul reach base for the 3rd time today? 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Paul's going to have a chance to get down to first base, but will not be retired. He's going to strike out but reach base. The throw was a little bit wide of first. Story can't hold on to it. And a drop 3rd strike, and Paul will reach base for the 3rd time today after striking out.
Yeah, by any means necessary, you know. Once he saw that that ball was called strike 3 and ended up in the dirt, he just took off, and I don't think, tagging him behind the dish really caught up to it. Bad throw over to first that the first baseman couldn't hang on to, and just like that, runner on.
So 1 on, 1 out for Sawyer Farr. He's going to take a strike, 0-1. Farr gone 1 for 2. He's K'd an infield single, which results in an RBI. Worked a walk, and he's plated 2 runs himself. There's a 0-1. In the dirt and down to second base is Mick Paul. Saw a little bit of daylight, capitalizes. Now a man in scoring position.
A good read from Paul, seeing the ball in the dirt and tagging him. Mixed bag behind the dish, a couple of nice plays. Obviously tagged a runner out at second, and that one couldn't even make the tag. It was too far away from the second baseman.
In case you're wondering, Jaden Bagalios, that was his second strikeout when he took care of Paul, who's now at second. It's a 1-1 away for ball 2. For the Philippines, in the 8th inning, they'll have their bottom 3 scheduled: Leo Story and Billingsley. Remember, Malachi Lopez, the shortstop, started at third base, now it's short. Box is at third. 2-1, 2-2. Taden Miller awaits on the wings for Santa Barbara. And Sawyer Farp punished the Philippines after the drop third strike. There goes Paul. This is in the left on a rope. Straight to Rodriguez. They'll have a chance at second base. A foot race. Paul slides in. And they got him, doubling him up. He was taken off, and a line out in to turn a double play. Hard hit ball by Sawyer, but some good defense by the Philippines. And we are on to the 8th. 10-3, Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Top of the 8th inning, and a change on the hill for the Stars. Tyler Fino will take over for Santa Barbara after Josh Heineman, in his first appearance in over a couple of weeks. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs. He walked 2 and struck out 3, and now enter Fino to face the bottom 3.
Fino's been a really consistent arm out of the pen, 2.45 ERA. He's made, 9 appearances, but interestingly, it's only his first game he's played against the Philippines.
Gets on the same page with Zane Becker, and Stephon Leo will lead off, then Story, and then Billingsley. Santa Barbara, a 10-3 advantage. Notably, they put up a 5 spot in the 3rd inning. And Fino will take over in the 8th. First pitch now to Leo. That's away, ball 1 as Leo has gone 0 for 3. He reached on E4 in the 2nd and has struck out twice, once against Waldeck and the other time against Heineman. This is hard hit, but just past Sawyer far into center and a leadoff single for Leo.
Yeah, absolute liner. Far, he could have made the play, but just decided not to take that risk and getting injured trying to jump up and get it and pay off.
Leadoff man is aboard for the Philippines. That's going to bring up now Hudson Story. Back-to-back lefties now for the Philippines to face Fino. This is launched into right field. Back is Navarro, and he will make the squeeze. Nice play from Makani, able to judge that ball off the barrel. 1 away.
Nice play made by Navarro out and right. You know, a guy who isn't always in the lineup every day, and whenever he's been called on defensively, he's made some really nice plays out there in right field.
He has. Remember, Navarro starting in right. We've seen typically every day. Starter out in right as of late. Then Brenton Clark got the start as the DH before he was lifted for Caleb Hoover to hit in the 7th. A 1-on-1 out. First pitch to Billingsley away. Ball 1.
Yeah, and it's a really nice, experience, for Clark especially to get that day off after, you played in the All-Star game. Rest a little bit while still being able to get some knocks, improve the on-base percentage. It's a nice feeling.
That's foul back. Camera took the brunt of it. 1-1.
Somehow ended up fine, though. That's a testament to the at least 2 pounds of tape I have put on the legs of this
Go through a lot
tripod,
of tape.
Yeah.
Ball and strike for Billingsley. Down the left field line, slicing, and out of play. Strike 2. And you mentioned that on-base percentage for Brenton Clark. Entering today, .522, and he was 3 for 3 in terms of getting on base, so 2 walks and a hit. Just unbelievable how good he's been. Every day he's been playing, and just still on-base percentage over 500.
Yeah, I mean, it's like something where, you see it after, a week and a half. You're like, okay, it's just a hot start to the summer, but no, it's just Brenton Clark. It's really impressive.
Remains 1 and 2 for Billingsley. Noah Rodriguez, top the order, would be next. Stephon Leo does have 1 stolen base this season. Inches his way off of first base after his leadoff single. Hard hit at that in the center. That's called strike 3. Going down looking is Billingsley. Strikeout number 1 for Fino.
And that's something that Fino's done a lot this summer. 15 Ks and 14 and a bit innings. Been a really efficient arm and showing it right there.
But now 2 down. Here is Noah Rodriguez. First pitch down the other batter's box. Ball 1. And Rodriguez standing in for the 5th time today. Struck out 3 times, has worked 1 walk, came around to score the first run of the game for the Philippines. Came in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch from Tyler. Ball 2. Bottom of the 8th inning, Santa Barbara will have Miller, Becker, Navarro scheduled the bottom 3. After Santa Barbara jumped out to an early lead, just after 3 innings, was leading 8-1. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 inside.
Rodriguez thought that was going to get him.
We've been talking about Wichita and the NBC tournament. Just had Jim Buckley on, and we've been talking about it and what it means for Santa Barbara going over there. Here's a 3-0, green light. Here comes Fino, and the throw is wide, gets away from first base. Leo is going to third base and is held up. Fino slipped just off the hill. 2 now in scoring position.
That's so unlucky for Tyler. It's a tough play to make already as a pitcher, but yeah, slipping your way over to retrieve the ball, yeah, that just makes it so tough.
It'll go down as an error, so a 2-base error for Rodriguez. Advances Leo to third. And that's going to bring up Ben Lee. A chance for the Philippines to do some damage with 2 down in the 8th. And you got the guys up at the plate that you'd want. Ball 1 to Lee. Lee already has an RBI double today, a hard hit ball in the left center. One 0 pitch. Up the middle. Here comes Sawyer Farr. Took a funny hop, but judged well by Farr, and the inning is over. Tyler Fino works around a hit and an error to put up a 0. Bottom the 8th. Miller, Becker, Navarro coming up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
There's a new arm entering for the Philippines baseball group. Hunter Boylan, another lefty, will take over after Jaden Bagalayos. Fantastic inning in relief. Went 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 2. And Boylan's going to face Miller, Becker, and Navarro. It is a 10-3 lead for the Foresters in the last of the 8th. That's ball 1 inside, and Miller's another one of those guys. 1 for 1 with 2 walks, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs.
Boland's been having a tough stretch recently. He's given up runs in his last couple appearances, and 3 of his last 4, including a 3 earned runs against the Stompers back in June. Interesting release point you see right there. Kind of a sidearm guy, and that's something the Stars have struggled to get a bit against. It's not every team has one. They're always tough to read. If they're locating, most likely going to get a lot like groundouts and even Ks.
It'll be a lefty-righty-lefty scheduled. Then Esker would be the 4th man up. It's a 2-0 pitch. Back to the hill. Boylan makes the play, 1 out.
Fielded it cleanly. Quick out one.
Out batting, sponsored by Alex Cleaners, number 17.
With 1 away. That's going to bring up Zane Becker. And Miller retired for the first time today. And Zane, Mr. RBI today. Sac fly, RBI ground out in the 3rd and also in the 5th. Strike 1.
Yeah, but didn't reach base either times, whatever you got to do to get the RBIs,
Now we got 5 on the season.
It all counts in the stat books the same.
Reaching for an 0-1 pitch. That is strike 2. And for Santa Barbara, looking to go back to Wichita in this NBC tournament. That single elimination and how hard that is. Just one off game, bad start from a starter. The bats just all of a sudden go cold. Anything can happen. Let the 0-2 now. Zane stays alive.
And I think, big advantage that the Stars do have is the experience of Bill Pintard, especially in this tournament, right? Where you kind of know, like, oh, when do I want to use my best arms? Like a lot of these guys are going to be rested heading into, the group games. And am I going to be going with, some of my best starters early in a group stage game, or am I going to save them for a single elimination? It's a tough decision that you have to make. And, Pintard, I don't think there's anyone in the country you trust more in this situation than him.
Yep. And even when you look at the history for the Forsters, winning their first NBC title in 2006, it was a struggle just to get into this tournament in the early days. And play-in tournaments just to make it to this NBC tournament. And after the Forsters have won 10 straight and been almost the face of the NBC for so many years, getting automatic berth back into the tournament. It's another 0-2, and finally Becker will be retired after a valiant effort. No, he's able to foul it.
Yeah, just got it. Just got it. Good fight.
The count is just 0-2, and the 6th pitch coming up already for Becker.
He takes something here. He might give you something away. Wait for the right one.
0-1. Well, back to that line of thought for the NBC tournament. Wasn't always like this for Santa Barbara, having to play their way into the NBC and in the early days of the Forsters under Bill Pintard. 1-2 pitch up the middle and through Zane Becker. What a AB. He is aboard for the first time today. Fights off so many pitches and a base hit.
An AB indeed. And a couple of, just getting around and getting it, and eventually gets through. Makes some good contact with the one, and infield gets past the infield and easy knock. To your point though about all the early time stages of playing the group, playing tournaments. I think after you win, after you win 8 or 9, they're like, okay, maybe we should invite these guys back every year. They seem to be, a big part of his tournament. They've won 10 now, and it's just makes sense why they were one of the few teams to get that automatic invitation to the tournament.
It's now Makani Nabarro. It's at a 1-1 count also. You weren't here. As Jim Buckley was talking with us in the 7th, but even the charitable efforts for Santa Barbara in the Kansas area going to the local hospital, and the Forsters make an effort to do that and do that every year when they go into Wichita. And the NBC knows the local efforts as well that the Santa Barbara Forsters do, not just on the field, but off the field as well, is huge.
Absolutely. That's just one of the main reasons why the Forsters are a very celebrated team across the country in the space of summer baseball.
2-1 for Nabarro. Down the left field line, fouled off and out of play. 2-2. When you look at what Santa Barbara's done in this game, leading 10-3, every man has reached base, all but one, and the starting 9 has a hit.
It's an offensive performance that we haven't seen from the Stars in a bit, and it's just a great time for it to come.
Here is Stevenson, Lopez to first, and they are able to turn to a 4-6-3 to work around that Zane Becker single. We're on to the 9th, and Santa Barbara on top 10-3 over the Philippines.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
On to the 9th inning in Santa Barbara, leading 10-3 over the Philippines baseball group. Tyler Fino remains in this ballgame after taking over in the 8th. He'll face 3, 4, and 5. First pitch to Javen Boxa, a low strike, starts the AB.
To see Fino, longer outing here. And a guy that can eat up innings for him, but he hasn't needed to go further than one since July 2nd against the Riptide.
The 0-1 on the outside edge, 0-2. Boxa today has gone 1 for 3. He's K'd twice, an RBI single, and also a walk. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And the dirt, nice cover by Zane Becker, and ball 1. And we've had some pitchers behind us for the last couple weeks, and in terms of pitching the rest of this weekend, some key arms are getting rested in terms of starting pitchers, getting them geared up for the pool play stage of next week in Wichita. There's a 1-2 to Boxa. Oh, and off the helmet, and he bounces up right away. Glad to see him spring up right away, and he's down to first.
Yeah, that was a rocket to the helmet. It just got up like it was a paintball. Not like a baseball coming at you at 90 plus.
And
got him plump.
Sierra Moreno, the athletics trainer for the Foresters and also with UC Santa Barbara, with Alina Madrid out talk with Boxa, and yeah, he immediately sprung up and says, I'm okay, and thankfully everything's good with him.
Thankfully, yeah, it's always so scary to see someone get hit in the face with a fastball like that.
But the leadoff man is aboard, and it's going to bring the catcher Dylan Tagium. And it's through for a base hit. Boxa was hit by a pitch, and Tagium, base hit into left. He's aboard for the first time today, and his first hit to put 2 on, nobody out for the Philippines.
Muma over at third was playing at, very in, expecting maybe a bunt from Tagium. Was expecting a bunt from Tagium there in the 4 spot, and he was maybe at a normal or closer depth, back more in terms of the middle of the infield. He gotten that and cut it off and potentially turned 2. Instead, 2 on, nobody down.
It's going to be Malachi Lopez. See ball 1. Fino took over in the 8th. First 2 base runners reaching against him. And Lopez has had a nice day. Base hit in the right. Also reached when he was hit back in the 6th inning. That's inside ball 2. Box at second. Tagium now at first. Looking for a ground ball. A nice 10-3 lead for Santa Barbara. That is ball 3. So 3-0. Owen Stevenson, the number 6 batter, stands on deck.
After the hit by pitch, it's been a little all over the place here.
Can Fino locate? To the third baseman, Easton Muma, a little bit of a fumble to third base, going to first, not in time. Good effort to get the force out at third. The hard hit ball by Lopez. He was able to reach first on the fielder's choice and 1 away.
That was always going to be tough to turn 2 unassisted as the third baseman. Crucial to get that lead runner out. And, same situation as you were just in if you're Tyler Fino, except you got 1 out.
Man's first and second. Bring up Owen Stevenson. Ground ball to end the game for Santa Barbara. Muma is playing in. Nice first pitch delivery. Strike 1. Stevenson today's gone 1 for 3. Strikeout, base hit in the right center. Ground out 4-1. Ground out to the first baseman. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
Big cut from Stevenson.
The Philippines put up a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. We're trailing early 8-1 through 3. 0-2. Down for ball 1. Santa Barbara, in terms of those pitchers that we were getting into, expect Nick Abraham to start tomorrow's ball game against Menlo Park. Now 1-2 pitch to Stevenson. Strikes him out. 2 down in the 9th.
Beautiful from Fino. Just found him walking bottom of the zone and brings up a Leo now.
That's the second punch out of the day for Fino. 13th strikeout by Santa Barbara pitching. Another great day from the men on the hill. Looking for 1 more out, and strike 1 on Stefan Leo, who has gone 1 for 4 today.
Also has had a couple of strikeouts. Fino's got to be feeling good here.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fouled off to the right. And out of play. Strike 2, and the Philippines baseball group down to their final strike at Eddie Matthews Field. Tyler Fino, 3rd man out of the pen today for Santa Barbara. 2 down. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing, but he went around, and there's our ball game. The final 10-3 Santa Barbara and the season series sweep against the Philippines.
Another series win for the Sturs. I see it a sweep of as well. Great day offensively, a great day from the pitching staff, just an overall well-rounded performance. And, one that's a good start to your final week of the regular season as you begin your preparation for Wichita, which we've teased so many times in this broadcast.
And Santa Barbara, every man reached base in the starting 9. Santa Barbara pitching struck out 14 through 9 innings, and a fantastic win for the Stars. And they'll be back in action tomorrow. Only 3 more home games left, so if you're in the area, be sure to come on out and support Santa Barbara. The regular year coming to a close quickly. For the entire team, the entire staff, for Nate Morton, I'm Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Santa Barbara. We'll see you tomorrow. First pitch, 4:30 local time. We'll see you then.